My stepmother, accidentally, ruined my late mom's wedding dress, the one I'd been saving for my own ceremony. Later, she asked to use my beach house for her anniversary. I said yes. And forgot to mention the sewage backup I already knew about. Her picture-perfect party ended up literally full of... My mom died of cancer when I was 16. Before she passed, she asked my Aunt Malene to safeguard her wedding dress for me. It was a beautiful early 90s vintage piece with delicate lace and tiny hand-sewn pearls. I keep a photo on my phone of her twirling in it, glowing. It's been my lock screen for years. She always said, "Some things are made with love. You can feel it in every stitch." She spent 6 months sewing those pearls, one by one, while watching Friends on VHS. 3 years after Mom died, my dad married Samantha. She's the type who tries a little too hard to be the perfect wife and mom, while constantly implying she outshines my mother. She stages family photos for Instagram with captions like "blended family blessings" and "bonus mom," even though I've told her many times I don't want her using that term. Last Thanksgiving, she even made a TikTok about healing broken families, using our pictures without asking. I only saw it because my college roommate sent the link. I got engaged to Levi last month. The moment I told the family, Samantha started wedding planning on Pinterest, even though I'd said I wanted something small and personal. She made a board titled "Modern Bride, Modern Life" and blasted it to everyone in her Facebook mom group. I could let that slide. What came next? I couldn't. Mom's best friend, Ivy, had been storing the dress in a proper preservation box. Yesterday, Samantha offered to pick it up and bring it to my place. I was on FaceTime with my best friend, Natalie, when Samantha showed up carrying the box like a grocery bag and put it on my kitchen counter, right beside an open bottle of red wine. Odd, since she always claims she only drinks white because it's cleaner. She insisted on opening the box immediately, though I suggested waiting for my aunt so we could do it properly. You can guess the rest. While pulling the dress out, her elbow accidentally knocked over the bottle. Red wine poured straight onto the fabric. What bothered me most was her reaction. No panic, no blotting, no rush to clean, just a tiny smile, then a theatrical, "Oh no." It felt like those cringe insurance scam reaction videos on YouTube. Natalie saw everything over FaceTime. She swears Samantha's hand moved toward the bottle first, though the video quality isn't perfect, so we can't be 100 certain. Natalie started screen recording immediately because the whole thing felt off. I called my dad in tears. His response was predictable. "Honey, it was an accident. Samantha feels awful. We'll buy you any dress you want." He doesn't understand. This wasn't about a dress. It was the last tangible piece of my mom for my wedding day. This morning, Samantha had the nerve to send a 300 David's bridal link with, "This would look so much better on you anyway." Then she posted a Facebook essay about accidents happen for a reason, and letting go of the old to embrace the new. She tagged me. I blocked her before reading comments. Next, she asked to use my beach house for an anniversary party. She knows it's the only thing I inherited from Mom's side, a little coastal cottage my grandparents left me, and she's pushed me to sell it since marrying Dad. She even had a realtor friend accidentally list it once. I smiled and said, "Of course." What she doesn't know, my handyman Joseph told me last week the place has a serious sewage problem. He sent photos and detailed WhatsApp messages. I haven't had time to handle it, and I might be too busy to mention it before her big event. She's already bragging on Instagram about her perfect beach house anniversary celebration, with rental furniture and a photographer lined up. Thanks for the support on my last post-it, got me through the week. I waited to verify everything before updating. Here's what I learned. Ivy, who stored the dress, called sounding uneasy. She reviewed her ring footage and saw Samantha doing a slow drive-by around 8:30 a.m., circling the block twice. A neighbor had texted about a car creeping past. Later, at 2:30 p.m., when Samantha returned to pick up the box, she carried a Target bag. The camera shows her moving something from the bag into her purse before ringing the bell. Not proof on its own, but the more I watch, the more it looks deliberate. My stepsister Eva has been feeding me small pieces, but doesn't want to get dragged in. She said Samantha was oddly fixated on my engagement deep-diving wedding sites even before I mentioned using Mom's dress. I met Aunt Malene for coffee. She brought Dad's old laptop she'd been using for taxes and showed me a Target receipt from early that morning. 1 bottle of red wine, the same brand that was spilled, cleaning supplies, and a plastic drop cloth. Samantha usually only buys white and complains red stains her veneers. Timestamp 6:45 a.m. I showed Dad. He went quiet, rubbing his first wedding ring, the one he still wears on his right hand. Finally, I didn't want to see it before, but there's a pattern. I also have Natalie's screen recording from the call, though the quality won't prove anything by itself. I'm keeping it with the rest. Dad admitted last year's accidental donation of Mom's cookbooks wasn't an accident. He'd found them boxed and labeled weeks before. He stayed silent then, hoping I wouldn't notice. The talk with Dad was heavy. No tears, no promises, just, I messed up, didn't I? I let this happen. Meanwhile, Samantha's acting normal, still sending dress links and telling me they're more you than Mom's dated gown. The party planning continues. She created a Facebook event 35, RSVPs, and counting posting about her idyllic beach weekend and tagging rental vendors. Yesterday, she texted me about table layouts and how many bathrooms the house has. I still haven't told her about the septic. Joseph's latest video shows backyard water pushing up after rain. He says it must be fixed before any large gathering. Somehow I forget to mention it whenever she calls. Eva's been staying with friends. She says things at home feel strange. Samantha's showering her with gifts and spa offers. Eva thinks it's hush money, though she isn't sure for what. The preservation specialist finally replied, "The wine stain is unusually concentrated, as if poured in one spot." They also found small lace snags from rough handling before the spill likely, while the dress was still in the box. I keep staring at Mom's last photo in the dress. There's a tiny pearl detail on the sleeve she said took 3 nights to sew while watching Seinfeld. That area is destroyed now. It feels targeted. A lot of you asked about the beach house party. I'm letting things run their course. The septic situation is what it is. About the dress. Yes, I'm keeping every document from the specialist. No, I'm not suing. Sometimes things resolve themselves. Dad just texted he wants to stop by with old photos of Mom. Maybe he's finally ready to talk. Quick beach house status. Samantha calls it an intimate gathering, but her list is up to 35. She texted about driveway parking and bathroom count. 2 is enough, right? Joseph sent another photo after the rainwater pooling where it shouldn't, and the smell's getting worse. His message: needs fixing before any big gatherings. Rain is making it worse. He added that heavy usage would be a disaster. Dad dropped in, looked through old beach house photos. Remember when the shower broke that summer? Your mom made us use the outdoor hose for 2 days, called it camping. Then he asked if there's anything he should worry about for the party. I shrugged, said it's fine. He stared, then nodded. He knows, but he isn't pushing. Eva's sending normal prep updates. Amazon decor, string lights, beach centerpieces, deli catering. She joked, "Mom's acting almost normal. Makes me almost feel bad about what's coming." Almost. Samantha's being oddly sweet to me, casual texts, asking my opinion. She even said she hopes I'll come celebrate. It might feel sincere if I couldn't still see that small smile when the wine hit the dress. I peeked at her Facebook via Eva's account low-key posts, beach emojis, nothing flashy. Somehow that makes me more suspicious. Joseph now has a repair estimate. It's pricey, and they say it needs immediate attention, especially with heavy use. He sent a photo where the ground is starting to sink near the tank. 30-plus guests will be a problem, he warned. I keep almost warning Samantha. Then remember the lost cookbooks, the missing jewelry after her reorganizing, and the wine landing exactly where it would do the most damage. Eva swung by for coffee and showed me the red wine receipt she found in Samantha's purse. Weird, right? She never drinks red, says it stains her teeth. But she bought that bottle the morning she got the dress. The party is this Saturday. Samantha asked me to leave the key under the mat Friday so they can set up early furniture arrangement and a drink station by the downstairs bathroom. I replied, "Sure, no problem." Then silence notifications. The septic mess isn't my fault. I didn't cause it or worsen it. The timing is just unfortunate. That's what I keep telling myself. Eva also sent a pic of Samantha's outfit, all white, of course. The party happened yesterday, and it unfolded exactly as expected, though the fallout is bigger than I imagined. I drove by around noon. White chairs, flowers, catering tables. Samantha, in an expensive white dress, directing everyone. Problems started slow. At 1:30, "Bad smell in the backyard," Eva texted. Then, "Downstairs toilet won't flush." By 2:00, both bathrooms struggled. Guests kept asking about the odor. Samantha claimed it was just low tide. By 2:30, my neighbor called, "Something's wrong, water is coming up in your yard." Eva's messages sped up. "Ground's soft. Mom's snapping at the caterers people keep asking to use their van's bathroom." Then the collapse. During the toast, the ground was so waterlogged that a section near the deck sank just enough to tip the buffet. The cake slid into the mess. Samantha stepped where she thought it was just wet grass and sank to her ankle in white, in front of her social circle. People started drifting out, no panic, just the polite "we should get going" vibe. The smell was impossible to ignore, and wet spots were spreading. That's when it got ugly. Samantha melted down screaming that I sabotaged her party, dialing lawyers from the yard while standing in a ruined dress with raccoon mascara. Dad didn't give me the quiet disappointment I expected. He blew up at both of us. He yelled about repair costs and irresponsibility, whipsawing between outrage about the septic and demanding why Samantha planned a big event without checking maintenance. Eva recorded pieces, Samantha shouting lawsuit and defamation, Dad yelling property damage, and guests backing out of the driveway. Chaos. Since then, I've gotten about 30 texts from Samantha. Legal threats, guilt trips, pure rage. You planned this? My lawyer will hear about it. You've ruined everything, just like your mother, always the victim. Dad is called nonstop too, mostly about money. I don't even know whose side to take, he said. You're both acting like children. He's sleeping at his brother's because Samantha's furious he didn't immediately back her. The damage is real. Destroyed lawn, ruined downstairs carpet, septic replacement required. Joseph's estimate is steep. Samantha's already in the neighborhood Facebook group asking for attorneys for property damage and intentional emotional distress. Eva says Samantha's telling everyone I sabotaged out of jealousy, and she's had 3 contractors document the yard. I blocked Samantha after her final text. You think you're clever? That beach house won't be yours for long once my lawyers are done. Hope it was worth it. It's been about a month since the septic fiasco. I wasn't going to post again, but here's how it shook out. Samantha contacted 3 lawyers, all backed off after seeing Joseph's dated warnings. Hard to claim negligent owner when you throw a 35-person event without basic checks. Repairs were brutal. $21,000 for a new septic, plus $3,000 for yard and carpet. Insurance covered some after the deductible, but my savings took a hit. Dad offered to split costs, which turned into a major fight with Samantha. They're still arguing. She isn't speaking to me, just posting passive-aggressive Facebook notes about toxic family and property damage. Dad keeps trying to mediate, which goes about as well as you'd expect. He'll talk numbers, then clam up when I mention the dress. Last week he said, "You both did wrong. Can't we move on?" Classic dad conflict avoidance as a hobby. Eva's stuck in the middle. She stays with me some weekends, but after Samantha's comments about family loyalty, she's walking on eggshells. Samantha even went through her phone while she was sleeping, so Eva deleted the party videos. The house is fixed, new system works, yard restored, carpet replaced. You wouldn't notice a disaster unless you knew where to look. Unexpected ripple effects. Aunt Malene isn't speaking to Dad because he wouldn't choose a side. 2 cousins canceled their usual beach week to avoid drama. Family gatherings are now a scheduling puzzle around who refuses to see whom. Samantha is still at home, but spends weekends at her sister's to heal. She's talking about moving too many bad memories. Dad just looks exhausted. The dress hangs in my closet. Restoration couldn't undo the wine damage. I'm browsing new gowns now. It's not the same, but I'm trying to look forward. Eva says Samantha's browsing listings for other coastal areas. She wants a do-over party next year, without certain people. Dad visited last weekend, walked the yard and said, "Your mom would hate what this house has done to the family." Not the epiphany folks hoped for. There's no dramatic ending, no divorce, no big redemption arc, no sudden family unity, just tense holidays and careful planning to dodge collisions. For those asking about legal consequences, every lawyer basically said to drop it. No one has a strong case. And yes, I still plan to get married at the beach house. Samantha says she won't attend if I do. Dad's stressed. That's a problem for future me. Full story with revenge on the channel link below.